Another Bernoulli equation. So here it's fairly simple. We have y prime plus y equals square root of y, so not so simple. So in this case, the p of x and g of x are just 1, and y to the n is 1/2. All right, so now we're going to go through our normal substitution here. So we have u is equal to y to the 1 minus n power. So 1 minus 1/2, well, that's still y to the 1/2. All right, so take the derivative. We have u prime is equal to, okay, the 1/2 will come down. We decrement the powers, so 1/2 minus 1, so it's now y to the negative 1/2. And then we have the y prime. And then solving for just the y prime by itself, we end up with 2u prime times the square root of y is equal to y prime. Right, so I multiply by y to the positive 1/2 on both sides, that's square root of y. And okay, so I'm not sure, it gets a little tricky here. Let's just keep going and get the difference equation to use. So y prime plus y equals square root of y. All right, so y prime here was the 2u prime square root of y. So 2u prime square root of y plus, okay, I don't have a good substitution for the u yet, so I need to get, a y. Right, I have u equals square root of y. And I want to multiply both sides by square root of y. So if I do that, I get u square root of y, and then square root of y times square root of y is just y. All right, so now I got the trick. I have the square root of y everywhere. So this y will turn into u square root of y. That's going to equal, and I don't touch the square root of y on this side. All right, so now the good trick here, we can divide out by the square root of y everywhere. So we get 2u prime plus u equals 1. All right, so let's see. So let's go ahead and do separation of variables on this. All right, so let's go ahead. So rearranging here, I have 2u prime, and let me write the u prime as du dx. All right, and then I'm going to have that equal to 1 minus u, moving the u from the left to the right. Now separating out, we have 2 over 1 minus u, and I'll leave a space for the du here. No, sorry, it's right there, du equals, leave a space for the integral. Actually, it's just dx. Yeah, so then integrate both sides. Right, so then this one ends up being, let's see, I have a 2 as a constant. I've got a natural log, absolute value of 1 minus u. But, right, keep in mind, right, the minus u, we have to take care of kind of the chain rule as it pops out. So that actually will add a minus onto here. And then I've got dx just turns into, that's the right 1 dx, so the x turns into a 1, and there's my plus c. All right, so let's go ahead and solve for the u. So let's, let's move the negative 2 over. So let's see, so that's natural log, natural log, absolute value of 1 minus u is equal to, let's see here, negative 1/2 x minus 1/2 c. But right, I can rewrite that as negative 1/2 plus x plus c. All right, then let's go ahead and exponentiate both sides. So that'll get rid of the natural log here. So I have absolute value of 1 minus u equals e to the negative x over 2 plus c. But right, I can rearrange that into e to the c times e to the negative x over 2. Okay, well that ends up being e to the c is still a constant, so we have a constant times e to the negative x over 2. All right. And right, this absolute value can be absorbed into the c, because either this is positive itself or negative itself, and the c can accommodate, a positive or negative being applied to it. So this is 1 minus u equals slightly different constant, maybe a plus or a minus applied to that constant, negative x over 2. So it's still just, a constant times e to the negative x over 2. Okay. So then, let's see. Let's go ahead and put the u back in terms of y. So let's see, u was square root of y. So I have 1 minus square root of y is equal to constant e to the negative x over 2. So then let's go ahead and add the y over and subtract the 1. So that ends up being square root of y equals, let's see here, so 1 minus c e to the negative x over 2. Yeah, that looks right. And then to make it simpler, right, I have 1 plus c, just move that minus into the c, e to the negative x over 2. All right, then we're going to square both sides. So then y is equal to 1 plus c e to the negative x over 2, the whole thing squared. And this is the solution to the Bernoulli equation.